Good afternoon. I'm Jeff Mary, President and CEO of Volunteer Corporate Credit Union. Spent a couple of minutes with you a couple weeks ago giving you an update, and wanted to do so again today, give you a little bit more of an update and also provide you a few words of encouragement. For starters, with Governor Lee having come out with his press conference a couple of days ago, the update on the state of Tennessee is that he has extended his stay-at-home order through the end of the month of April and has actually canceled schools for the rest of the semester. The intent is to reopen the economy in the month of May. What we have seen is double-digit days of single-digit progression of the COVID-19 virus in the state of Tennessee, and hospital capacities remain at stable levels. So everything seems to be trending in the right direction. Recognizing that we serve credit unions in a lot of states other than Tennessee, but focusing on Tennessee right now because that's where our headquarters are and that's where most of our staff is that we're trying to get back into the office. So we're seeing that move in the right direction. That being said, the staff has, since day one, continued to be very adaptable and flexible to the ever-changing environment. We've been very, very proud of how that has all gone, and it seems that the service levels have continued to be at a high level. I also want to point out that we've been in regular contact with the NCUA and TDFI, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. That hasn't changed, and you've seen communications come out from the NCUA this week that has indicated some changes to an interim final rule for the CLF, as well as some provisions that relate to the CLF and the CARES Act. As a result of those efforts, we as in corporates are now able to serve as agent members of the CLF on behalf of credit unions under $250 million in assets. So we're able to provide that capital and gain access to that funding, that emergency funding resource for you in the event a need arises. We're also able to serve as a correspondent for the other credit unions who don't meet that asset threshold. At the time, there's still some details being worked out in terms of procedures, updating the documentation, and that actual capitalization process, but I did want to at least update and acknowledge the communications that have come out from the NCUA in the last few days. Now, a little bit on the encouragement side. One thing we've tried to talk a lot about here at VolCorp, as well as at home with my family, is focusing on this, throughout this experience, focusing on what we're getting to do as a result of COVID-19, as opposed to what we're not getting to do as a result of COVID-19. For example, we've been able to see credit union personnel, you all in your credit unions, your staff, step up at amazing levels to continue to serve your members. So throughout this, branches have remained open, or the lobbies have been closed, but the drive-thrus have remained open, and you've stepped up in a way to really help your members. And it's really been an encouragement for all of us to see that. So a special thank you to all of you for that. On a more personal level, some of the things that we've gotten to experience at home as a result of this that we wouldn't have otherwise is because I'm at home at hours I normally wouldn't be. I got to see my 4-year-old take her first voyage on her bike without training wheels. And she is so proud of herself, and so was I. I wouldn't have gotten that if I'd have been at work doing the normal hours that I would typically. I also get to have an experience with my 10-year-old. Because of this experience and being basically quarantined, we've been having Friday night homemade pizza and movie night where we snuggle on the sofa outside on the patio and just spend some time together, and that's been so much fun for us. And these are things that wouldn't likely have happened if it weren't for COVID-19. So try to look at it that way for yourself and for your staff. What are we getting to do as a result of this, as opposed to what are we not getting to do? In relation to that, I wanted to share something that came from my pastor this past Sunday in our virtual social distancing friendly church service. He said a couple things that just were really potent, and I'm going to read them to you because I don't want to mess up quoting him. The first thing he said, and he was talking about how these are difficult times and they're frustrating and the emotions that we have are real. And he said, faith doesn't require the eradication of honest emotion. So his point there was the emotions are real, but our faith is even more real. And if we focus on that, then it's okay to digest those emotions and focus more heavily on the faith, and it'll get us through those emotional roller coasters. The other thing he said that I thought was really amazing was reality, trouble, and hardship may be a loud word in our world, but it does not have the last word. Christ does. So let that be an encouragement. I really found a lot of encouragement from myself and my girls in hearing those words and thinking through how that can carry us through this time. So take every ounce of this one day at a time. If we look at the total amount of time this pandemic is going to take, or how long we might be in these stay-at-home orders from the governors, it can be a little bit daunting. But if we take it one day at a time and make that day great, it doesn't seem nearly as daunting. So focus on your faith, focus on the encouraging things that you're getting to do as opposed to what you're not getting to do. Please know that we're here to help you. Contact us if there's anything that we can do for you at all. We thank you for your encouragement, we thank you for your support and for your loyalty, and God bless. Thank you.